So in the era of work-life balance, workers at NVIDIA, they can work 7 days a week, up to 2 a.m. And here's the thing, they love it. Very few are leaving the company. In fact, when I started on Wall Street, that's how it was. People worked endless hours at places like Goldman Sachs and Bear Stearns, and I loved it. Let me bring in Walser Wealth Management President Rebecca Walser and co-host of Outnumbered, Emily Compagno. All right, work-life balance. I know it's a hot buzzword. I'll start with Emily. I never liked it. And also this other thing where people say you're not what you do, you're not who you are, what your work is. But heck, you spend at least 1/3 of your life at work. I hope part of it's you.
That's right. All right, so here's the deal. As a young attorney, we were expected to put in our hours, right? And as you rose up through the ranks, then not only did your pay increase, your hours sort of decreased. Yeah. What I see is maybe the potential problem is when people who graduate through the chapters of their life, they don't give up the working till 2 a.m. Work balance is important. The older you get, we need it for health, right? We need it for family life balance, all that stuff.
Someone told me if more than 4 hours of sleep is important.
I need a lot. Yeah. I need a lot. But to me, it's that that longevity thing that really plays a part.
You're an employer. You have a lot of employees. How do you feel about this?
Well, I certainly don't want them working till 2 a.m. because they're not going to last long term. I mean, listen, there's obviously a pay incentive for these employees to do this, right? Yeah. And that's the problem. But, Charles, there's gamers that have died staying up gaming for days on end because they don't know how to disengage. So to Emily's point, disengagement and balance is important.
All right, so people that lived through the 70s, right, the hard workers, they remember the 70s in a bad way, right? High inflation and a lot of struggles. But Gen Zers, man, you ever watch TikTok? They hate those folks, right? They had everything. They could live the American dream. I got to tell you, after watching this video, maybe the Gen Zers have a point. Take a look.
It's a Gremlin, the fun little car would take that new car on a trip to Las Vegas. Two of you will spend 1 week with food included at the Hotel Sahara in Las Vegas. And for added fun, take along 500 silver dollars.
Now, what's your bid on your showcase?
$3,000.
$3,000 even? $3,000 even. The actual retail price of your showcase is $3,433, a difference of $433.
All right, so I asked before the commercial, you guys had some pretty good guesses. Alan, you were close. You said $4,250. John, $4,500. No. Paul, you 2,700, you did it. So, Emily, Gen Z is always complaining. You see the TikTok videos, they have like folks doing party and say, oh, they bought a house for $10 and sold it for $6 million, never upgraded it, right? Maybe there was some reason to be resentful.
I mean, yeah, and look, I have a 72 Mach 1, as you know. That is worth a whole heck of a lot more now than the couple $1,000s there. Look, I think to the point, inflation is terrifying. It's a tax, but the things that have increased in value, those vintage things, right? Wine and cars and all that stuff. We got to teach Gen Z about it because the rest of things, it's just astronomical.
Rebecca, you've been telling your clients to buy precious metals for at least 3 or 4 years, and they are killing it. Gold is up, silver's up more. By the way, those silver coins are were about been $1,200. They're about $13,000, $14,000 now. I mean, so was it as bad as we thought it was? I thought it was in the 70s because you weren't even born.
I wasn't born that. Bob Barker had, didn't have white hair there, so that was the thing too, right? But yeah, no, I mean, this is the dollar's power has gone, Charles. And what's really scary is even though we're very much into the precious metals space, what has happened to give us that impetus isn't even happened yet. So this is just pure inflation, and you can see the disconnect with metals and the cost of goods.
All right, some other things that you think are geopolitically going to happen.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
All right, New York City is sort of infamous for young people cramming into these expensive apartments. Everyone just wants to live in the city. Well, move over because here come the boom mates. Roommates of the baby boomer generation. What do you think about this
the
trend?
Golden Girls.
Yes, totally. It's a dream.
So what do you think, Rebecca?
I mean, I hope that one day I don't need a boommate. I hope that I'm either sufficiently financially independent or I'm living with my husband. I think that would be the best choice, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, look, the space here that I exist in is too tiny even for me, let alone for 2 people. However, every time I see an elderly person on the street here in New York City, I'm like, oh gosh, I hope they're taken care of, right? So I like the idea of the companionship, but the point behind it is that no one can afford to live alone in the city. That is what is truly heartbreaking.
That is the true part of it. By the way, all of them say the same thing. We don't get in each other's way. All right? There's a trend out there that we know in America people are getting married later in life. Now it turns out that women in their 60s are simply saying no thanks to a second marriage. So you see this headline? So one husband is enough. Women in their 60s see no need to remarry. Here's a byline. Many don't want the hassle or financial complications. What would be the point? But we're living longer. What do you think?
I mean, women are the caretakers in the older relationship. So I read the article too, Charles, and that they don't want to be the pocket, the purse, or the caretaker. So, and there's more women. There's more of us at that age because men die younger. So.
Right, and I think that the
but
point...
you're an advocate for marriage, right, Emily?
Yes, sir. I absolutely, and I'm engaged, so I'll be a wife soon. The point that I see is that the women have support in other ways, right? The
exactly.
support from their children and their other relatives. And what they saw is that the second husbands for them proved a hassle to the point, right? It was complicating their life.
Right.
It wasn't providing the nurturing support that it does the first time around that we're in right now.
Less than a minute to go. Real quick. Daily average time with friends. This is really kind of sad. So in 2003, 15 to 24-year-olds used to spend 160 minutes a day with their friends. Now it's down to about 50 minutes. What do you blame that on?
Social media and tech,
Absolutely.
and it is a travesty. And if you ask them how many minutes they spend with their friends online, the number would go straight up, and that is what is devastating.
I hate that little tracker that tells you how much time you spent every week on your iPhone. I'm like, oh, no. So yeah, that's a problem. And we need to be with people in person. You know, social media is great, and it obviously serves a need, but it is not the same as the real deal.
Ladies, that was so much fun. And we have one more category. You got to come back so we can do the next category.